The shipyard of Ether's Edge was a place where stars bled and dreams rusted. Once, the docks had built warships for the Galactic Core. Now they patched up freighters held together by tape, hope, and old prayers. Among its mechanics was Jax Nolan, a young man who could fix anything with hands scarred by sparks and eyes that still believed in second chances. He was good at staying unnoticed, a shadow in the noise. Maybe that's why he was the one who saw it first, the anomaly. It wasn't supposed to exist, not in this century. The signal came from deep beneath the city, encoded in old draconian language. Those creatures, half flesh, half flame, had vanished from the galaxy 300 years ago after the last war. But the signal was real, and it was calling for help. The next morning, Jax descended into the underdeck tunnels, clutching his plasma torch and a hand-built translator. The further he went, the colder the air grew, until he found a sealed chamber made of black alloy, draconian metal. He pressed a button. The door split open, breathing out a cloud of steam that smelled faintly of ozone. Inside lay a pod. A living one. The pod's surface pulsed like a heartbeat. Runes glowed faintly along its shell, and within, through translucent glass, he saw something, someone. A woman. Her body was human-shaped but scaled in patterns of gold and silver. Her eyes flickered open, vertical pupils shining like suns trapped in amber. Jax stumbled back. Holy stars. She stepped out, her movements smooth, regal, terrifying. Her wings shimmered faintly, half-folded, like molten light. Who awakens the daughter of the Ember Quartz? She demanded, her voice layered with echoes. Jax raised his hands. Just a mechanic, ma'am. You were, buried under my workspace. Her gaze softened slightly, curious. A human. Of course. Your kind always digs where they shouldn't. Before he could reply, a tremor shook the chamber. The pod behind her cracked open further, revealing a smaller form, a child, curled within. The woman turned sharply, shielding it. You'll not touch him. I wasn't going to, Jax stammered. What is that? My son, she said quietly. The last of my bloodline. Her name was Selthera. Once, she had been a warrior of the Draconian sovereignty. When their empire fell, she hid her child in stasis to survive extinction. But the energy sustaining the pods had begun to fail, and now, centuries later, both had awakened beneath a city built atop their tomb. She wanted only to repair her ship and leave this world. Jax, out of equal parts pity and fascination, offered his help. I know engines, not dragon tech, he said, but I can make things run again. If you show me how it's supposed to work. She studied him for a long time. You are not afraid? He smiled faintly. Of course I'm afraid. I'm just pretending not to be. That earned a rare, almost human laugh from her. Very well, human mechanic. Help me, and I may yet spare your fragile species. Days turned into weeks. Together they worked in the Forgotten Caverns, merging human engineering with draconian power cells. Jax repaired conduits, translated runes, and learned the strange harmony of their technology. It sang literally, humming like a heartbeat when balanced. Selthera watched him closely, sometimes puzzled by his persistence. You labor without reward, she said once. Why? He shrugged. Because no one else can. And because I think you deserve a way home. Her expression softened. You speak as though you understand exile. Maybe I do, he said quietly. I grew up here. No family, no name anyone remembers. I fix things that don't belong to me. She regarded him differently after that, not as a pest, but as an equal. And yet, one evening, as they stood by the half-repaired ship, she said something strange. He doesn't know you exist, human. Jax blinked. Who? She turned toward the stasis cradle where her son still slept, golden light rippling beneath the glass. My child. The moment his eyes open, he will see only danger in you. Humans hunted our kind. You are a ghost to him. Invisible. Jax didn't argue. He'd seen enough wars to know prejudice didn't die easily, even in extinction. Still, he kept working. But the city above was changing. Someone had noticed the strange power surges below ground. The governor's forces began patrolling the lower tunnels, looking for contraband. When Jax's coworkers mentioned energy readings that look alive, he knew time was running out. That night, Selthera stood over her son's pod, whispering words Jax couldn't translate. It's time, she said. The human soldiers are near. So we wake him? She nodded. You may stand behind me, but remember, do not speak until I say. Jax swallowed hard. Got it. She touched a glowing rune. The pod's shell unfolded like petals, light spilling across the chamber. A small boy, perhaps 10, but clearly not human, sat up slowly, scales shimmering faintly under his skin. His eyes opened, bright blue fire within black sclera. Mother, he whispered. Selthera knelt. Yes, Cain. You're safe. He looked around, dazed. Then his gaze landed on Jax. Instantly, the boy's pupils narrowed to slits, energy sparking at his fingertips. Human, he hissed. Why is there one here? Selthera raised her hand. He helped us. No. Cain stepped back, wings flaring. They killed father. They. Enough, she said, her tone cutting through the air like lightning. This one is different. He saved us. Cain trembled, glaring at Jax. He's invisible to me, Mother. His heart doesn't shine. Jax frowned, confused. What does that mean? Selthera turned toward him. Draconians see the soul's light mechanic. Those who bear hatred shine brightest. But you carry no fire. You are unseen to our kind. He tried to laugh it off, but her words stung. Guess I'm just ordinary then. But Cain's gaze lingered on him longer than before, the hostility slowly giving way to curiosity. The fragile peace didn't last. The human authorities traced the power surge to the lower decks and sent armed units. Within hours, explosions echoed through the tunnels. Selthera's ship wasn't ready to launch, not without the final core stabilizer. We'll have to fight, she said, spreading her wings. You'll die if you do, Jax snapped. They've got plasma cannons and drones. Cain hissed. Then let them come. I'll burn them. Jax grabbed the boy's wrist. No, kid. You burn them, and they'll burn everyone. The young dragon's flames flickered, uncertain. Then what do we do? Jax took a breath. You trust me. He sprinted into the maintenance tunnels, carrying the power conduit. The soldiers had already breached the lower hall. He ducked under gunfire, rewired the main line, and rerouted the power grid. Sparks flew, light flickered, and the entire underdeck went dark. In that moment, the only glow came from Selthera's wings and Cain's trembling flames. Now, Jax shouted. Launch. Selthera unleashed a roar that cracked the air. Her ship came alive, engines screaming with draconian fire. The blast of energy disoriented the troops long enough for the vessel to lift free from the ground, tearing through concrete and metal toward the open sky. But a missile struck the hull. The ship spun, alarms blaring. Cain fell, sliding toward the open hatch. Jax dove, grabbing the boy's arm. The force nearly tore him apart, but he held on. Cain's eyes widened. Why would you save me? Because someone has to break the cycle, Jax gasped.